Hi guys, my name is David and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be reviewing Thorns of My Heart by D.L.Tillery. This is a poetry collection, as it says it right there, a dark romance poetry collection. So I was aware about this book, pretty sure through the author's channel, because she's a booktuber, as well as an author tuber, well, more author tuber than booktuber, but she does a good mixture of the two. I'll have her channel linked down below, so highly recommend that you check her out, especially if you're in the author tube side of YouTube. But I was aware about this book coming out, and I knew straight away, without any doubt in my mind, that I had to get a copy of it. This is a fairly new book release, only been out for probably about a couple of weeks now, so it's really brand new. So that's what it says on the back. If you want to pause and read it, you're more than welcome to do so. And I thought it was really nice that Regina from Regina's Haunted Library gave it a little blurb, or a little what she thought about it, at the top of the book. I thought that was really, really cool. So before I get into this whole video, I'm just going to say that this is obviously going to be a spoiler-free video. I don't really think that I could spoil a bunch of poems, even if I wanted to, because a poem doesn't really have a plot. It has a very, very, very basic storyline, but it doesn't really have a plot. So there's nothing really that you can spoil. This is going to be my own thoughts and feelings as well. And I just want to say that because this book is about dark romance, there is some trigger warnings in this. So it does talk about obsession, unhealthy obsession with another person or a object or place. It does touch on abusive relationships and also people taking their own lives, or suggesting taking their own lives. So if that might trigger you, then be warned about that. So when I picked this book up, I knew that it was a dark romance collection. I think that's what D.L.Tillery kind of focuses towards, is the more of a darker romance. Not, oh, I love you, and kisses and all that stuff. It's all lovey-dovey and nothing can go wrong, and everyone lives happily ever after. That's not what you're going to get in this book, guys. Yes, it is romantic, but it's more of the darker, more unusual side of romance. The more realistic side of romance that not a lot of people see, I suppose. All the poems pretty much are really short. They are more or less on one page. Although you do get a handful of poems that are on several pages, but they are really, really short. So I guess if you're waiting for a bus or a train, or if you're in a waiting room, you could just knock out a bunch of these poems while you're in that situation. There are loads of poems in this. There are 100 poems in this collection. And I forgot to mention as well, guys, that this book is dedicated to my friend Pax Panic, which, yes, was a little bit of inspiration for me to pick up this book, but it was only just a little cherry on top of the cake why I picked this book up. But yeah, it's a little dedication to Pax there. I'm just going to read it now, guys. This collection of dark romance and intrigue is dedicated in loving memory of Pax Panic, my dark sister, the Queen of Green. We all love you, and your name shall forever live on. And the very, very first, because it has a content of all the poems, which is nice. So if you want to find a specific poem and you know what the title is, then you don't have to flick through this whole thing. You can just find the title and just know what page it's on. But the very first poem in this book is about Pax Panic, which is really, really nice. And at the back there is a about page of about the author herself, as well as some social medias and some upcoming projects that she's doing today. Sorry guys, it's first thing in the morning. So before I go any further guys, I just want to read you a poem from this collection, just so it gives you kind of a taste about what you can expect. So the poem that I have chosen is called Eternal Moon. There, beneath the full moon, I make a final wish, but I know I feel nothing but bliss. Let's continue now, before the sun sets, as I feel your touch fading fast. Nothing has prepared me for the shadows that lie ahead. Nothing has prepared me for winters of dread. When the snow falls, I'll seek your warmth, but you are lost to me under the eclipse of the moon. Eyes the colour of silver and blood, as hot as fire. I know nothing of this dark desire. Why have chains locked you away? Yet I pray for your swift return at the break of day. Eternity is all I want, and the curse of the hunt. Broken to love, yet never to break. Let us eclipse the moon and be forever stained. So that is the kind of flavour about what you can expect from D.L.Tillery's poetry collection, Thorns of My Heart. I love this book so much, even though it was repetitive at times. Yes, the whole of this poetry collection, all 100 poems, is about dark romance. And yes, they are all different. They are all about different things. But I think that because it's all about romance, it kind of felt a bit repetitive at times. I enjoyed reading this book so much, and it was a lot of fun going through this. Didn't take me that long to get through it. And I suppose what I didn't like about it, apart from it being a bit repetitive, some nitpick things now, guys. When I doubt that you can see it through the page, but when I was looking at the page numbers, the page number was there, and the next page number was printed just here. So it was kind of I would say irritating, but I was thinking, well, why can't they just be exactly on top of each other? You know, a little nitpick thing. I suppose I could say that at the edge of the book, the cover could have been brought a bit further back, and the title on the spine could have been more centered rather than being, right up against the edge. And I suppose that the blood splatter on the back of the book, which is really cool. Up here it is kind of cut off sharply, because I presume of Regina's quote. I was thinking, well, why can't there just be a bit of a overlap here with the blood, so there's not that cut off there? Apart from them nitpick things, that's all I really had to really. That's all the negatives I had about this book, and considering that's my main ones, the page numbers not being completely centered with each other, the issue with the slight issue with the cover and the spine, and the slight issue with the blood print on the back. That's a kind of a good outcome if that's my only complaints, apart from it being a bit repetitive. Would I recommend this to a horror fan? Yes, I would. If you are new into poetry, or if you have been reading poetry and you want to read something a bit more darker and a bit more edgy, I would recommend this. If you are into horror poetry and you want to read something different or from a small author, then I would highly recommend this book. I was thinking as well on the way home last night, I was thinking about this video, and I was thinking about how D.L.Tillery could have made this book a bit different. Sticking with the Thorns in My Heart theme, I was thinking maybe each thorn could represent something that irritates her or annoys her in the real world, or in the writing world, for example. And in that way, it would have fixed the kind of repetitiveness of reading 100 poems based around a romantic theme. But I know that that's what she likes to read, and yeah, it was a great book, guys. I don't. I hope I'm not coming across the I didn't like this book. I love this book, and I just wanted to have a bit more diversity and wider range of topics and subjects within the poems themselves. But this is definitely worth your time, guys. So you can pick this book up on Amazon. You can get it in a physical copy or a Kindle copy. So what I'm going to rate this book, I am going to rate this a 4 stars out of 5. So yeah, let me know, have you read this book? Let me know if, what did you think about it? If you have read it, did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you planning to pick it up and give it a read? Have I maybe encouraged you to buy this and give it a chance and give it a read? It is worth your time, guys, especially if you want to read something yeah, a bit short and a bit fun, and something that's got a really awesome cover on it as well. And I also wanted to briefly touch on the fact that because this book is dedicated to Pax Panic, which I will have her channel linked down below. She was a really dear friend of mine that passed away from cancer last year, almost 1 year ago. And I was thinking about D.L.Tillery as well. I was thinking that, well, she must be thinking at times that, oh, what would Pax think about this? And yeah, she's upset that maybe Pax would have never had the opportunity, obviously, to read this book. Coming from one of her friends and someone that was very somewhat close to her, friendship-wise, I can tell her for a fact that Pax would have loved this book. In fact, wherever she is now, she is ugly. She is ugly crying over this book being dedicated to her, and also having a poem in it dedicated to her. So she would have loved this book being dedicated to her. When it comes to the concept of her not reading it or being able to read it, when you think about a Kindle copy, it's like a digital copy, and it goes through the air and or wherever, and it ends up somewhere else. I suppose that could end up in heaven. I suppose I don't know how good their Wi-Fi is up there, but yeah, I'm sure she would have loved this. I am really sure that she would. But yeah, but guys, I better leave it off here, guys. Otherwise, I will be rambling on, and I've got to edit this video when I come back from work. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next video.